Welcome back to the Pindi Cricket Stadium, where we have a fascinating game in action at the moment. It's day one of the second test match, and it has been wonderful to watch. Final test, of course, in the series.
Yeah, South Africa, after losing the toss, they bowled well, they came out well. It started off well. Imran Butt played a couple of glorious shots through extra cover. And then they lost wickets. They were okay with the new ball. It's a very odd kind of pitch. And here we go, the first one. It was a drop.
Yeah, Temba Bavoona's man to put that one down, and then off the blade, really, right off the face of the bat. And that was the first of Maharaj, and that was the second. Up went that digit. So two quick ones for Maharaj. So he's got his teeth right in the game. Nokia was bowling briskly on a surface which wasn't offering a great deal of the quicks. But it was really nice to see the pace that he was getting, and that was just a magnificent catch. Absolutely brilliant stuff. That short leg by Markram. And just a one or two little loose deliveries. Maharaj continued to attack, nicely played on the leg side. This is the partnership that was building. 41 off 85 balls. It really has been solid stuff from these two guys. They had to play it, of course, to get Pakistan back on track. A couple of magnificent shots from the artist, Babar Azam. And off went the bails as the players walked away. Pretty cool stuff.
Finar got the ball, turned the ball, got 2 wickets. Top batsman from Pakistan, Imran Butt and Azhar Ali. It's a good game so far from Maharaj. Lots of work to be done.
Really interesting too, because he had that rib injury, which was Tuesday at fielding, if I'm not mistaken, so Thursday today. So he went to have scans, bowled a lot yesterday. They were worried he was going to be fit this morning, but he was a bit sore this morning, he told me, but he was okay. And sometimes it happens like that. If you've got a bit of an injury, Wasim, you're the guy to chat to, I guess, that sometimes things work out a bit better.
You think when you wake up, okay, your lower back is stiff and something is not right, and you come to the ground, you do a warm-up session and you feel a lot better. There will be niggles when you bowl a lot, so that what happens. And I'm glad for South Africa that he's playing this particular game. He's their premier spinner. Got 2 wickets already in this test match out of 3. A bit of a team huddle here. Umpires are on the square.
And this is something that Faf du Plessis normally takes over. He's the former captain. Let's see if it's Quinton number 12 or Faf. I think it's probably going to be Faf, who's... There he is, yep, it is Faf. He's having a bit of a chat. He's on the right of that picture in the middle. He has a chat at the best of times, actually, Faf.
He probably must be saying to them, guys, we need a wicket straight away in first half an hour if possible. If not, we probably try to contain them and put pressure on Fawad Alam and Babar Azam. They both are looking good. Partnership is worth now 41 between these two. So yeah, this session is very crucial for either side, South Africa and for Pakistan. They, of course, Pakistan wanted it to be a partnership between Babar and Fawad. They both are looking good and solid and in control.
They were so disappointed, South Africa, after that first test match in Karachi. They realised they had to bounce back. They put in some hard yards between the 2 test matches in chilly conditions. But so far it's been really good. Rabada is going to be key, there's no doubt about it. Rabada is a sensational cricketer and he'll be back in the game and hasn't got a stick at this stage, but I promise it's not going to be long before he gets into it as well.
It might not reverse straight away because of the weather, and of course the square as well is not as dry as the Karachi one, but eventually the reverse swing will come in play. Bowlers are warming up. It's a cold weather. After when you bowl a spell, you go towards fine leg. The cold weather can actually hamper your kind of efforts because of the weather. Your low back gets stiff because of the sweat.
Fawad Alam, what a player. Goodness me, he was magnificent in Karachi. The ground, of course, he's extremely familiar with, Karachi. But he won't mind these conditions either. And he's in form. That's the important thing about Fawad Alam. I'll have a further chat about his technique actually when he's facing the quicker bowlers, but it's just fascinating, lovely to watch it.
A lot of people spoke about his stance, but he said this working for me. He's averaging 55 over in first class, and of course he got 100 in New Zealand as well, fourth innings for Pakistan.
Maharaj now starting.
Oh, start.
Too full that delivery. He's got to aim the rough outside off stump.
So both teams have got two spinners. It's going to be interesting to see how this track scars. And there's nothing really to talk about at the moment, so we won't get too involved about it. But the follow-throughs are always important from the bowlers. It's flight from Maharaj. Oh, there's some further news about George Linder. He has had a bit of needlework done. He's been stitched up, so obviously needed. So that's why he zipped off very quickly. And he's also going off for X-rays. It's his pinky on his bowling hand.
South Africa bowler short. There'll be a bit of concern.
Here's how it happened. Hard into the ground and bang. And see, he looks down and then he knows straight away. Off he goes. So, that's beautifully bowled by Maharaj. That is superb stuff. Almost got it past him. 63 for 3. Secret for South Africa, and when they picked up their wickets, particularly the first two, was the fact that they kept things nice and tight. It was a string of maidens, and they'll be looking to dry up runs as well as put a bit of pressure on the batsmen as well. This will be a fascinating little head-to-head. These two blokes, Rabada versus Babar Alam. This is magnificent cricket to watch. Two of the finest from about 18 yards.
Loosener down leg side, easy single for Babar Azam. It'll be interesting to watch a battle between Babar Azam and Rabada. Top players from the respective teams. Averaging almost 44, Babar Azam with 515 50s in Test cricket. What a player he has been for Pakistan. Consistent in all the formats. Now the skipper in all three formats for Pakistan.
So again, just a quick little focus also on his batting partner with Fawad Alam's technique. Don't want to get too involved. The only thing I'm going to say about his technique is that the most important thing about this technique is the fact that he's got to be in sync with the bowler. Now, his movements have got to be at the right time. When you're out of form, sometimes your movements can be a little sluggish and you can be in a situation where you're not quite completing this move across all your trigger movements and you're still moving while the ball is being delivered. He's in great form at the moment, so it shouldn't be an issue. Although Rabada can hurry batsmen.
If you watch closely to Fawad, another nicely played shot. They'll probably come back for 2, maybe 3. Ball is for 3. Yes, no, obviously. And they're going to settle for 2. His technique is working for him, and so far, like you said, Mikey, that he is into a right position before the bowler delivers. It means he has to be precise every time with this technique.
And if you watch him now, he's in position really early, so he's ready for Rabada. I mean, maybe it's a situation where he thinks Rabada's a threat, and I'm saying not necessarily, I guess, a threat. He's a threat to any batsman in the world, but he's a class act. That's probably a better description. Watch how early he gets in position here. And avoids that.
Good leave on this wicket from Fawad Alam. Look at his first class average, almost 57. 3,800, 61 50s. That shows that he has been very, very consistent in first class cricket for Pakistan, and obviously he's got 100 here, he's got 100 in New Zealand in the pre-last test match of the series.
2 slips, gully, short leg. Sharp work. Maharaj this time at mid-off.
I thought there'll be a bit of carry early on with the new ball. When I looked at the wicket, it looked quite hard, but obviously was very, very dry. You can see that, but there was hardly any bounce. I mean, the first ball Rabada bowled, I think it went to the keeper at knee height, or less than a knee height. So imagine if you're a young bowler and bowl your first delivery of the spell, you'll be say, okay.
Plenty of time to swing around and make good connection with that. Single to finish the over, 67 for 3. Skipper's got 25, 39 balls. He's got a nice rhythm going. He just has so much time. That's the thing about Babar Azam.
Yeah. Oh, good delivery. He's bowling well, Maharaj. He's testing on every delivery. Flighted delivery, subtle variations.
You'll notice that Farad Alam is not quite in sync, and it doesn't get there as early. As the ball is released, oh, is that? No, I don't know. They like that, the South Africans. This is interesting. Looks like he's going to have a discussion with his partner. Come off the boot. I'm just trying to work this out. And, South Africans around the bat were quite interested. I suppose we've got to watch this soft signal. It's going upstairs to the TV umpire. Let's see what they think. Soft signal is not out.
TV umpire to director. We have an umpire referral for bump ball. Soft signal is not out. It's a fair delivery. Show me the best angle for this one, please. It's nice and slow. Let's keep rolling. Roll back, please. Roll back. Now roll forward. Frame by frame. Yes, after hitting the ball goes straight to the ground and then catch is taken. I'm satisfied to make my decision. My decision for the big screen is not out. Repeat, not out.
Didn't take long. There we go, there's confirmation. Into the ground again.
He's pulling too full, maybe purposely. Maharaj, everything is full, kind of Yorker kind of length and middle leg.
He's on the move actually as the ball is released. Hasn't quite got this trigger movement in sync.
I think he's a little uncomfortable against Maharaj because he's bowling very slow. Is, like I said, subtle variation in his bowling. Sometimes it's slightly quicker than the normal delivery, and that's why probably putting a bit of pressure on Fawad and in his technique. Looking okay, 16, 19 of 64 deliveries. Another dot ball.
I like the way that Maharaj is prepared to give the ball this flight. It's due to the confidence he's got because of wickets early. And again, that's beautifully bowled. Vultures around the bat as well. 67 for 3. So let's have a look at as the ball is released. Now you can see he's on the move there. That's far different from what he was against Rabada. You can see that foot's going to come across. So it's going to be another movement as well. So 2 movements there required.
But obviously he's got a lot more time against the spinner. Maybe that's why he can afford to do that. He can be slightly late and adjust his foot.
So 32 overs gone, 67 for 3 now. Rabada's had 1 to loosen up. They really want to break the stand. 45 between Fawad Alam and Babar Azam. It's beautifully bowled and good work of his own bowling from Quetta Rabada. .200 test wickets from this phenomenal talent from South Africa, Rabada. Strike rate of 40, just over 40 deliveries per wicket. Incredible. Top of the ladder. That's beautifully bowled. He's just found a little area he can work on. Rabada, if he doesn't quite get as far forward as perhaps he should. I mean, he's got, I'll say it again, he's got so much time, he's got so much balance, he's got so much going for him, Babar Azam, that he's one of those players who doesn't have to have everything perfect. Just a little bit of a change of line, change of tactics, just to get batsman thinking. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. It was a bit loose. He got a little bit lucky there. Good thinking from South Africa.
Runs for Babar Azam and for Pakistan. Another boundary. He's on 29 now. Good delivery from Rabada. The right areas, a little bit of bounce. He opened the face of the bat, Babar, and got the boundary.
I think he played that a little bit, you can see his expression actually, I think he played that a little bit wider than what he normally does. There we go, he's practicing that nice and close under the eyes. Beautifully bowled.
Good bowling and nicely played with the straight bat. He could have gone easily towards mid-wicket, but He opted out of straight. This is beautiful. Faisal Mosque.
Here's a look at fast bowlers with 200 plus wickets in tests in the last 25 years. This is quite an extraordinary graphic. Top of the pops is South Africa with 8. I mean, that's great numbers. Australia at 7, England, and you can work your way through. India 2, West Indies 2, Pakistan 0. That's quite extraordinary.
Shocking. That's a shocking stat. And last fast bowler who got 200 wickets was Waqar Younis in 1995, 71 for 3.
Quite amazing. Sri Lanka 1, Bangladesh. No, Bangladesh are now forcing the pace issue with their squads, which is quite interesting to see. Pakistan 0. That's unbelievable.
So the great Waqar Younis was the last fast bowler who got 200 wickets for Pakistan in Test cricket. Was in 1995. I thought Shoaib Akhtar probably would have reached there. Mohammad Amir, he's retired now from Test cricket. We've got Shaheen now. He's got a chance. He's playing all the 3 formats. He's young, and obviously he's physically fit as well. He's enjoying his cricket. Partnership is worth now 49 between these two.
Trying to think of the South Africans, the 8 South Africans, obviously Rabada, Steyn, obviously, Alan Donald, Makayantini, Muzz is alongside me, just shouting out some names here. Vernon Philander, who also got Muzz? Jacques Kallis. If only you could bat though, Jacques Kallis. That's a disappointing thing.
He struggled with the bat.
And he couldn't catch either.
Yeah, I know. One of the greats of the game, Kallis. What an all-rounder he has been.
That last ball turned considerably. Morne Morkel, by the way, finishes that group. That is outstanding bowling. That really is.
It's hard work out there for the batsmen, the way they are bowling, the South Africans. But both Fawad and Babar, they're fighting it out. Babar is on 29, Fawad 19. 3 fielders around the bat for Fawad.
That is another fascinating over. 71 for 3. .49's the stand. Just to let you know a little bit later in the day, it starts getting dark at around about, or starts getting dark around about 5:30. I don't think light will interfere though, Wazim.
I doubt it. The sun sight is meant to be at 5:41, 19 minutes to 6. But again, overcast condition, it can go dark probably slightly earlier than the normal time. So far, so good. Beautiful weather, cricketing weather. 18 degrees. As a bowler, you would love these conditions. Run in, no sweat, a bit of sweat maybe.
George Linder. He will be bitterly disappointed. Let's just think about that. I mean, going forward, Wes. I mean, broken fingers, broken little finger. It's on his bowling hand. Thinking about the second innings, maybe a little bit later in this.
That's a good shot from Babar Azam. Found the gap. And this boundary brings up 50 partnership between these two. 53 of 118 deliveries.
No life in the surface. Beautifully controlled, strong wrists from the Pakistan skipper.
Beautifully played. Soft hands, straight bat, body behind the ball. Good technique from Babar Azam. Apparently it's drizzling out there. A little drizzle. Not a heavy shower as yet.
One of those little drizzle showers just before play started actually today. Disappeared pretty quickly.
There was a couple of drops just before the start of the play.
The sun trying to break through. I guess regarding George Linder, the fact that it's on his bowling hand is going to complicate the issue. The other thing, obviously, is going for X-rays. So, is there something else as well, not just the finger? Is there something maybe in the joint of the hand, the knuckle?
If it's a hairline fracture or even a stitch, it's impossible for a spinner, especially, or a finger spinner, to come back and bowl. And it's his little finger, so it'll be tough for him. And obviously, South African bowler short. First day of a test match, first session.
Well, it's an opportunity for these boys to regroup and step up and cover that base, I guess. 75 for 3. Good start for the over. I think, oh, that's there. Of course, he's got to get all the PPE kit on so that he doesn't break the bubble. Broke the finger, but not the bubble.
Another good delivery. He's bowling well. Maharaj is not giving freebies. 27 for 2. He's into his 15th over already. This is the beginning of the second session. Day 1. Another good delivery. He's playing well. Good solid defense from Fawad Alam as well. He's playing with the straight bat. He's not trying to play any shot. This is Test cricket. Your defense has to be solid as a rock.
South Africa are doing pretty well to Fawad Alam right now. Is just drying up the runs. I mean, he's a very patient batsman. It's not going to worry him too much, but this is their plan right now. 76 balls for his 19. Correction, 77. Too straight, fraction too short, enabled him to just whip it away for 1. 76 for 3. Well, they said Maharaj bowled about 15 overs yesterday to have a little bit of a test of his side. He's bowled 15 overs already. 2 for 28, 6 maidens in his 15 overs today. And now Vian Mulder has been introduced. Now he's someone who's a tidy seamer. He's a batting all-rounder.
So he's a batsman who can bowl. He's nippy.
Bowl very well.
I haven't seen him bit nippy.
He normally likes to swing the ball away, and that's what he tries to do. He's nippy, yeah.
Big test. Big test for him on this pitch. It'll be very different wicket for him to bowl at. South African wickets are obviously a lot more bouncier, a lot more carry. But not on this one. Slip and a gully.
Yeah, he did a great job against Sri Lanka in South Africa, Wazim. And he bowled quite long spells, probably longer spells than was expected, but really did a fine job just to hold it up, really. Picked up a couple of wickets, actually, which were crucial, but those conditions really suited him.
He's 22 years of age. It's a bright future ahead of him. He has to fill big boots of Yak Kalis, the batsman who could bowl. Good delivery, good start. Good test against Sri Lanka. 5 wickets in the first test match and 4 in the second one at Johannesburg.
The other thing about Vian Mulder, he's got there's nothing different about his technique. It's a standard, solid technique. He first played for the Gauteng Lions, actually, when he was a schoolboy. Went from school practice to, from school with his school bag and his shorts and his long socks to actually go and play for them as a 17-year-old, if I'm not mistaken. A long follow through.
Simple action. Look at the head is very still. That's so important. And then the jump. I like his action. Good follow through too. Not complicated at all. And I think with this action, eventually his pace will increase. Depends how much bowling he'll do in future. But it's not a complicated action.
That is superb. That is magnificent. Straight down the ground for 4.
Stunning shot from Fawad Alam. Straight drive towards mid-off. He's on 24 now. His partnership is worth 58. It was a full delivery. It's a slow pitch. And he assessed the pace in first 4 deliveries and he played with a full face off the bat.
$80 for 3.
It's a good partnership of 58. I think it's a good time to bat as well. The middle session can be less taxing. And when he's batting, Babar makes it look easy as well. more keen now to play with the bat, and so that initial hesitation that was creeping into his batting early on in the innings is gone. Picking up the line early and meeting the ball more with the bat now. Less indecisive. Big shot down the ground. Even it's a miss here, that's gone. Couple of bounces over the rope. Good aggression from Baba.
You mentioned decisive, and that's pretty much as decisive as you can get. Down the track, mid-off in the circle, takes the opportunity to just put this over mid-off for a boundary.
Go!
He's got to make sure that he plays that angle with the bat, because he was surprised by the straighter ball in Karachi. Little round armish once again, targeting the pads. Takes the close-in fielder out of the equation. 1, 2, 3 and bang. A little late was Fahad Alam reacting to that call, but they make it easily in the end. For that run, it's 85 for the loss of 3. Fawad Alam looking rock solid. And Babar Azam now flowing. 38 years.
The first test match, the one thing that Pakistan didn't take, that box that wasn't ticked, was Babar Azam not scoring runs. Captain got out cheaply, both in considering the form that he's been in these 2 years. It was quite a surprise. And this ground does suit him in that it's got short square boundaries, and you get a lot of boundaries once you time the ball, and we know how good a timer he is.
His bat is making a funny sound though. Even though he's middling the ball, it's just not sounding great. And I remember his knock in South Africa where he belted boundaries of Dale Steyn. That sound of his bat was unbelievable. Booming sound. Let's see how South Africa tackles this period, because not a lot is happening. 2 set batsmen out there. Hardly any sideways movement. It's about conservation, I guess, at this stage. Make sure that runs don't leak easily. They don't concede easy runs. It's about keeping it nice and tight. Hence the field. Short mid-wicket, short cover, one slip and a gully. It's a period where they'd like to get some control back.
Rawalpindi, really a ground for Babar Azam. He's played a couple of test matches here and he's got 2 centuries. South Africa have to watch out because he's set for another one.
best that they can do with the medium pacer. Look to be as straight as possible. Hit the length.
And just been reminded that he's played 2 innings, 2 test match innings there, and he's got 2 centuries. So this is his 3rd innings. So if there's a ground that you want to stay away from Babar Azam, this is it.
Nicely played, good delivery, length ball for Mulder. It's 85 for 3. The top order was jolted. But Abid Ali's contribution was 21, and then Azhar Ali fell for naught. Abid Ali was taken at short leg. Brilliant catch by Makram. The other thing that you expect from South Africa in such a situation is to feel well. One adjustment that I see South Africa making is with the short leg or close-in net of fielders and how close they are to the bat. Abid Ali took a couple of stunning catches in Karachi where he was very close to the bat, and here you see that silly mid-off short leg almost at handshaking distance from the batsman. On a slow pitch where there's not a lot of bounce, and I think that's an ideal position for a silly mid-off fielder. Make something out of nothing.
And also, Ramesh, by the mid-off and mid-on are actually saving the single, so they're not allowing that little punch down the ground for that single, the release of pressure. And if you got them up, you want them to save a single, or you could have them right back at the fence. In Karachi, we saw them halfway or just giving away the single, which I thought wasn't a great tactic.
Pakistan tend to do that all the time, send that mid-on back. It's about bottling up the process, make sure that Fawad Alam is forced to play an upper shot or use his feet or do something different, get him out of his comfort zone. There's that drive and beautifully put away through the offside for 4. Such a good shot, getting to the pitch and driving against the spin. Special shot. It's 89 for 3. Is an excellent player of spin bowling, and here's a great example of what he can do and achieve. From front on to side on and driving against the spin. So many things he had to time precisely, which he did.
And the extension of that front leg, the right leg, goes down so far and he's so low to the ground that negates all possible spin, all possible bounce. It gets to the pitch and he's stretched so far forward, almost Yunus Khan-like.
The fine leg is very square. He knows how to score runs, Fawad Alam. He may have an awkward stance, and you can debate the aesthetics of it, but he gets the job done. And he's mentally very strong as well. Such an important aspect of any batsman to operate within his limitations. And he seems to know his strong points and his weak areas as well. Very organized that way.
No!
There's a lot of unorthodoxy in the circuit. I mean, there's Steve Smith, who's different. Plays the offside ball to leg side because of how he functions at the crease. Then there is Fawad Alam, there's Labuschagne as well. He's got a unique way to leave the ball outside the stumps.
No!
Heavyweight at the first class level for Fawad Alam.
Yeah!
He's loving this. Fawad Alam in control, 90 for 3. Babar on 39 and Fawad on 28 to follow Rizwan. Fahim, there's a bit of all-round strength later on as well. Good time for Pakistan to bounce back, because this South African attack at present is not posing a lot of threat. In assessment terms, how many runs in the first innings would give Pakistan a chance to boss South Africa? I think that's going to be the next question. 250, 260, 300. And it's not a given that you win the test match after winning the toss. Let's see if Pakistan can work their way through this and beat the toss odds.
And a recent past, they've struggled with their batting. They haven't got a lot of big scores. They've only got 305 times in the past 25 innings. And then you've got their big players, for instance, Faf, who struggles in Asia. You've also got players who come to Asia for the first time. So anything over 250, 260 is going to test them big time.
Maharaj has got to adjust now because he's bowling early on with the new ball and there's a lot of bite and help for him. There's a little bit of moisture in the surface as well. That seemed to have evaporated. So now he's got to find another gear here. So whilst South Africa would still want him to be attacking, yet I think his role has got to be limited at times to just making sure that South Africa does not yield the control to Pakistan. So it's about bowling with discipline, making sure that easy runs are not conceded. A cut shot into the gap. That's well fielded at deep point. Barber with the strike is into the 40s, 91 for 3.